Welcome here to Auto Compare with Curtis. Now, this here is very much based off of our quite successful series, Auto Challenge. In the beginning of Auto Challenge, me and the Later Simmer will typically tell you about one special car. On this channel, we're going to call it Cars You Need to Know. And this week here, this is the car you need to know. The 2015 Subaru STI. Or the WRX STI. This one here is $35,000 if you're going to buy it. And it's a front engine, all-wheel drive, four-person car. Five passenger. You can have it in 6-speed manual. It's very, very good car. You can go 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. So you can compare that to a Lamborghini. It's only 2 seconds slower than a Lamborghini. So a Lamborghini can do it in about 3 seconds. This car can do it in about 5. So you're at 60 in 5 seconds in this car. Not bad. So if you're in a drag race against a Lamborghini, you're going to be right up there with it. I mean, the Lamborghini will beat you. But, it's still a good car. I want to find out its top speed. Let's see, so what's his top speed? This here actually says 4.5 seconds, so that keeps you actually a lot closer. Ooh, and it can go about 155 miles per hour. So it can't go the top speed of a Lamborghini, obviously, but we're not comparing Subaru to Lamborghini. But it will be right there with it. And that was the car you need to know. In a previous series, we talked about this car. Previous series, I mean the other one that I do. There you go. So we're gonna have 1 minute to tell about this car here, the Mercedes-Benz SLR. The Mercedes-Benz SLR was a brilliant car that Mercedes and McLaren jointly made from 2003 to 2009. This car was a special Mercedes that they had made. Mercedes had a different car that they were working on building before. And they didn't think it was fast enough. So they owned 40% of McLaren, and they're like, let's build a car together. So they built a car, brilliant racer. Thing can go very fast. This here is a amazing hypercar. The doors open up, and an important fact is that Pharrell owns one. Everybody knows that, he sings happy, and that makes me pretty happy. And this car makes him happy. He wrote the song Happy in that car. And, just a brilliant looking car, awesome design, good job that they did with it, and all that stuff. And, that was a quick inside look at the Mercedes-Benz SLR. if you want to check out full detail of the Mercedes-Benz SLR, go check out Supercars with Curtis this week. What did it do? Oh, I exited out of the thing before it was supposed to. This is the next car that we'll be talking about. The Lamborghini Aventador. In 2010, Lamborghini had ended production of the Murcielago, a brilliant car that lasted 10 years and was a replacement for the Diablo. It is now time to find out what Lamborghini is going to go with next. What it turned out to be was this, the Lamborghini Aventador. In 2011, Lamborghini released this brilliant, crazy V12 engine car. I have a picture of it in the YouTube studio. The thing can really rival the SLR. They have similar designs of the body shape. Obviously, this one here has its engine in the back and not in the front. So that affects that because the windshield is more close to the front. The doors are similar in the way they open. And really, this week, you're getting a good challenge between two truly awesome cars. But the fact is that the cars we're not comparing this week are not the Lamborghini Aventador or the SLR. In fact, they are the SLR Sterling Moss and the Lamborghini Aventador J. Let's start with the Sterling Moss. Each car I will have 5 minutes to tell you important detailed information about, and then at the end I will decide which car I think is better in my opinion. Now you're going to give me 1 second. Where can I find this? Okay. Well, apparently there's no information about that. Right. Okay, let's begin. The Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-McLaren, whatever you want to call it, SLR Sterling Moss. It's a limited edition car that they only made 75 of in the series. This here is a speedster style and it doesn't have a roof or a windscreen. This one here is inspired by the 300 SLR McLaren, and it was designed by a Korean man called Yoon Il-hung. It was the last SLR built in the partnership between Mercedes-Benz and McLaren. And then they announced their own final one in 2010. So the Sterling Moss is the last one that Mercedes-Benz and McLaren made sort of as together, as friends in the car making world. And this didn't signify that they were done working together because they still worked together in Formula 1. But they were done working together in the road car department. Now this car here, it was the last time until McLaren had announced their final edition of the SLR in 2010. So this here was the final version from Mercedes, and from the McLaren side was in 2010. With the McLaren edition, that was the final one that came out in 2011. We won't get into the details of that. This car here had V8 engine, obviously, with 640 horsepower. Top speed of 0 to 100 kilometers in 3.5 seconds, or 0 to 62 miles an hour if you convert it from kilometers to miles per hour. And that's where you get a bit of an issue converting it, because 100 kilometers is 62 miles per hour. So your car can go 62 miles per hour instead of 60, so the numbers don't match up so well, because you're off by 2 miles per hour. But this car here, its top speed of 220 miles per hour, or 350 kilometers per hour. This one here is 200 kilograms, or 440 pounds lighter than the regular model. And this one here, they began the production in June of 2009, and it's the SLR Roadster ended in May 2009, and they were all made by December 2009, all 75 of them, and you were only allowed to own this car, of the 75 selected people, if you already own an SLR. So I believe Pharrell might actually own a Sterling Moss SLR. Now, you look at this car, and you say, wow. I look at this car thinking, that is an absolutely brilliant looking car. It's got this. You don't have to worry about the sleekness of the car so much, because of the fact that there's no windscreen for it to go up over, so the front, it has a little bit of a curve for the air to go straight to you. So really, you are where the air is first hitting. So the air slides across the hood and smacks you in the face. That's why most of the times, if you're going to drive it fast, you need a helmet, because there's no windscreen, so all the wind gets in your face. It's got 2 seats. The doors open normally. Actually, they don't, because they open sort of upwards still. Brilliant looking car. See, it's got the Mercedes thing over there. They put McLaren. Exhaust over there. Big intakes. The whole car, all 75 of them, are designed to be absolutely brilliant looking cars. Now, how is this going to compare to the Lamborghini Aventador J? Well, in 15 seconds you will find out as we begin the Aventador J. You know how when you use your alarm sound for something else and it sounds really annoying? That's my alarm sound in the morning. So, I hope to never have to hear that again, but because it is annoying, because it's like, it wakes you up and you're like, or like, getting woken up like that's just annoying, but the sound, and you start to hate that sound. So never use a song for that, I learned that. The beginning of the song sounds really annoying. Let's start. The Lamborghini Aventador J was only unveiled 6 months after the regular Aventador. So you compare that to the SLR. The SLR was made at the end of the production. The Sterling Moss was made at the end of the production of the basic SLR. Here for the Aventador J, they only use regular. The plans for the rest of the version were leaked by some people that got into some stuff on the website. They mailed the Aventador J in 2012 at the Geneva Motor Show. The roofless, windowless concept car is the same engine as the Aventador. So the Sterling Moss, same engine. All they're really doing with the cars is cutting the roof off, taking the windscreen out. And obviously they're doing other stuff too, not just cutting that off. But that's very similar. This car does not have air conditioning or radio, so it saves weight. And there was only one that was produced, and here it is. That is the one Aventador J in the world, along with the other rare exclusive cars. Where do they have the some other exclusive Lamborghini they made in some other year. But they have the Egoista. This one here, it was sold for $2.8 million, and another limited edition one is made for Chaka Al Yaki, who bought it at an unknown price. It's actually Yaha, and it's especially made for close relation or something. The J comes from the Appendix J. It was thought to come from the Appendix J in the FIA rules, which gives technical specifications for race cars, but it was revealed that the J stands for Jada, which is a reference to 1970s Miura Jada, which was a special Miura they had made. Let me see if I can find a picture of that quickly. Yes, we found it. Here it is. Right. So there you go. That is the Miura Jada. That is an absolutely brilliant looking car. So it's a special race, modified, ready to go Miura for straight out racing. Nothing was going to beat that car except for fire. When it burned. Speaking of other rare Lamborghinis, here is one. This one here is called the Cala. That's the one that I was talking about. They only made one of these, and I found this a very cool looking Lamborghini. Right, back to the Aventador J. The Lamborghini Aventador J. When I look at this car, I see this car looks better than a Sterling Moss. This car, the Sterling Moss just looks too flat. This car here, it's got the big intakes, it's got the front nose. You can really tell that this here is an Aventador. You can tell that it's an Aventador without a roof and a windscreen. The other car, the Sterling Moss, you cannot tell. So well that it isn't one of those SLR things. And that is the end of the episode. So on my final conclusion about each car, the Lamborghini Aventador, you can really tell it's a good, awesome looking car. Hold on. I want to see if I can picture both of the cars together. And here it is. This is the final picture that I will leave you with. You can tell the difference. This here, you can't tell so much of this in SLR. It's basic headlights, like that doesn't have the circular headlights. It's the same headlights as an Aventador. It is an Aventador without a roof on it. This here is it's a whole other car. They cannot call that an SLR. The Stirling Moss is a brilliant car, give him all credit, for making one of the best cars in the world. I like the Stirling Moss, but I have to say, if you're going to compare it with, or call it an SLR, it should have the looks of an SLR. All credit to the people. Designing, brilliant. They got a good technology with the cars, they got a bunch of good things. But I have to say, the winning car of this episode is the Lamborghini Aventador J. Thanks for watching.